Hey everybody, Brian Bauman from Bauman Farms, and to be honest, I just couldn't wait any longer. I am so excited. I've been keeping this a secret for weeks. Last summer, I started hearing rumblings online about a new petunia that glows in the dark, and I thought, that's fake. It's not real. We all see like AI images of plants online. It's totally not real. Turns out, it's completely real. And turns out, this winter, I got an email, November, December, that for the first time, growers are going to be able to grow their own brand new glow-in-the-dark petunias, and I may or not, I got a few. I was so excited. These are brand new petunias. They're called Firefly Petunias, and I have been keeping this on wraps for the last couple of weeks. We got these week 8. Right now, this is almost week 12. So 4 weeks I have been growing these. And the goal is that I will have these brand new Firefly Petunias available for GardenPalooza. GardenPalooza is this giant like street fair of all the most amazing nurseries, vendors, artists, all in one spot. We do it at Bauman Farms, April 11th and 12th. And I need you to mark your calendars. You can follow us on the event on our Facebook page. You can go to GardenPalooza.com. We have a list of all the vendors. This year, GardenPalooza is bigger and better than ever. And this year will be your first chance to get these Firefly Petunias. These are going to be in 6-inch. We did these so you could either put a hanger on them and hang them, or just keep them this way. You're going to be able to choose what you want. We're not going to sell them until April 11th and 12th. And I'm trying to figure out how to describe this. Do they glow in the dark? Yes, and they are super cool. In fact, I had Jessica take one home because I wanted her to try it and try and take some photos. So I'll have her throw up the photo that she took. And definitely in photos, they seem a little bit brighter. I need to temper expectations a little bit. It's not like you can plant these along a walkway and you're gonna get like a glow in the dark walkway that you can like see in the middle of the night. They really want to be really pitch black, and you will see, especially on the little buds, like you can see these little buds coming here. These definitely glow. You can see it. I like to take mine and put it in a room that's completely dark. Some of the older blossoms, as they age, will not bloom as much, and that the roots, you can actually turn the pot over and see the roots glowing in the dark. Is it super bright? No. Don't get like too crazy excited. Does it glow? Absolutely, which is totally cool. I was watching a video the other day, and it's like, anytime there's like a new technology or a new thing that's just being adopted, there's always kind of kinks to work out. They're not super bright, but you're mostly getting them because it's something that you've never been able to see or participate in before. And these beauties are right along that line. And this year at GardenPalooza is going to be your first chance to get some of these new Firefly Petunias. I have a few of them. I come out here almost every night and I watch them and I take pictures, and I'm so excited, and I was going to wait until it was closer to share it with you, but I couldn't wait anymore. I told Jessica today, we're going to show off these Fireflies because I want you to save the date, April 11th and 12th. But I want to take, we're going to go out back. We're going to see a few of our other greenhouses. I want to show you some things that are coming on early and that are available up in the garden center right now to purchase. So come follow me. This is our first batch of Proven Winners annuals that we have planted. And some of these, I come out here and I look at them to try and figure out, is it time to bring them up yet? This is Supertunia Mini Yellow. It is the annual of the year for Proven Winners. It's this beautiful kind of pale yellow that goes well with so many colors. And what I do is I come out here, and when I'm checking them as a grower, I want to see how the roots are. And you can see we have roots all the way through. This is really well rooted. All of these plants are ready. They're ready to find a home. It's the middle of March. It's still pretty cool for us to put these outside. So if you have a covered patio, a covered walkway, somewhere area that you can keep them protected, and you want to start your own hanging baskets and get them started as early as possible, all of these are now available up in our retail. I'll show you a couple different ones. They do need to be protected. If we get really cold, you would either need to bring them inside or keep an eye on them. But the beauty about starting them at this stage and this early is that they're really going to grow together, make those nice, big, beautiful balls of color. And it's also fun just to come out to Bauman Farms and see all of the things that are starting to come out and start planting spring. Even if you're not ready to plant, I wanted to kind of give you some of the things that are coming up. These guys over here, this is Proven Winners' new Scaevola. They have a couple different ones. Typically, Scaevola has what we call a fan flower. It's like almost like a unicorn with petals coming out the end of it. These are called Star Divas. They're one of the first ones that have a full cup star flower to them. There's a white, a blue, and a pink. I find that they are not as vigorous as some of the more traditional Scaevolas. The more traditional Scaevolas kind of send out these long arms. They're not very showy together by themselves. The Star Divas, on the other hand, almost form this beautiful mat of flowers. We grew them last year in our trials, and we were super impressed with them. We have a lot of them available for this year. They're semi-cold tolerant. They're gonna be just fine in the 50s. They'll take it into the 40s. If it gets into the 30s, like, too cold for them. But we're gonna start bringing some of these up front. These are going to be great container plants. I'm playing around with them this year in basket combinations because they're not as vigorous as some of the other Scaevolas. So I'm trying to figure out what's gonna play nice with them in a basket. For containers, perfect plants. Come follow me though, I wanna show you some of the other ones that are more ready to go out right now and you don't have to worry about as much. This is Sedum Lemon Coral. I was talking to some of the Proven Winners representatives, and a lot of the plants that they grow, they have a whole series of petunias, they have a whole series of calibrachoa. They do not have a whole series of succulents as part of the brand. There's a couple. Lemon Coral was such a standout. It's such an amazing plant that the folks at Proven Winners had to include it into their program because it's so unique, so different, so amazing. This little plant will go 2-3 feet in the year. It's this giant mound of glossy, bright chartreuse green foliage. Works great on borders, works great in containers. I've seen it in baskets before, spilling off to the edge. It is cold hardy in our region, but what I've found is that a lot of times the main focus of the plant will rot or get too wet, but you have all these little runners that come out and they re-root, and as soon as spring starts taking it off and goes. These are just fine to put outside right now. We have some of them up in the store. They are bright and green and so pretty. Put it with some pansies right now, primroses, all kinds of different things to get things started. There's all these little babies coming. We've got the brand new Aromagica purple heliotrope. You can see, I can start to smell it already. It has a beautiful fragrance to it. These really like to be warm. We may put a few of them up front, but you have to keep them protected. Superbena Whiteout is always one of my favorite verbenas. Has these giant white flowers. A lot of these are getting ready to come outside right now. Dichondra Silver Falls, another one of my favorite container plants. This beautiful trailer is going to trail right off the side. You can put it in baskets, put it in containers, use it as a ground cover. Great plant. All of these are starting to come out right now at the farm, but I have a lot more options. Come follow me. Here's another little beauty that's just starting to bloom. Check out this flower. This is an osteosperm. Sometimes they're called African daisies. The thing about osteos, we say osteos for short a lot of time because I get tired of saying osteosperms. They like our cool nights. So even though it is cool outside, that's when they really start shining. Early spring through most of spring, they are amazing. Osteocades I really like. There's lots of different series of osteos. And the thing that makes this particular series so different, most of them just go upright. In fact, I'll show you some other ones out in another greenhouse that are starting to bloom. The osteocades almost mound out the side. I really like them for hanging baskets and containers because you just really get that nice full effect rather than just coming up to the center of the plant. This particular one is called Twilight Moon. I also like Twilight Moon because when it first comes out, it has a pink glow to it. And then as the blossoms age, the pink fades away to a really nice buttery yellow. So all in the same plant, you get different shades of pink and yellow. It's one plant, a whole bunch of different colors on the blossoms, really pretty, and it likes the cold. It doesn't like to freeze, so you would need to protect it from frost. But cool nights, cool pots, covered porches or patio, what a great annual to kind of get spring started off with. Another plant that is brand new this year that you're going to find a lot at Bauman Farms, this is an ageratum. Ageratums have been around for a while. This is a new series. It's called Monarch Magic. It's one of the first ageratums that will trail. And what they found is that monarch butterflies are very attractive to this. So they're a great pollinator throughout the summer. They're going to bloom all summer long. And to get those butterflies a little extra bit of food on their journeys, this plant is going to be amazing. You can use it in hanging baskets. You can use it in containers. You can use it in the ground. We've started these early because I wanted to get some really nice big ones for springtime. I probably wouldn't put this outside yet, but it was blooming and it was right next to the osteos I wanted to show you. Last but not least in here, we can't talk about early spring plants without talking about Bopa. There's a lot of different Bopas on the market. Proven Winners Giant Snowflake Bopa is my favorite. It has the biggest blossoms. It not only performs well in the spring, but the summer and all the way through the fall. This beauty is going to get 4, maybe 5 feet long by the end of the summer. Doesn't mind the cold. Doesn't really want to go below 30. So a hard frost would not be good. But even into the upper 30s, this baby is going to be fine outside. It's a great way to get your spring pots a little kick, a little start in the springtime. We're out in our production greenhouses, and earlier today I was doing a walkthrough with everybody in retail, kind of showing them everything that I wanted to get up front so that it would be available to you. And now I'm bummed because they totally listened to me and they took everything that was blooming out here. But I'm going to show you, this is a newer osteo. I think it came out last year. I'll have Jessica, there's a little bud right here starting to come up. I'll have Jessica throw a picture of what it looks like open because they just took all these up to retail. This is an osteo that's called 4D Blue Ice. And the flower, as you can see, it almost looks like a whole bunch of little petals right in the center of it. You have larger white petals on the outside. And then in the inside, you have all of this cluster of petals. It looks 4-dimensional. Like it's more than just a couple petals. It's got this really full flower. This particular variety is going to be more upright. It's not going to mound like the osteocade varieties that we saw earlier. Really pretty. I think the white and the blue color is so perfect for this time of year. And then it'll carry right into our more spring and summer flowers. These we have right now in a 6-inch, tons of them budded up. This will be a great plant to put in your planters, pots, right outside your front door, just to give you a little punch of flower power this time of year. Some of our Bauman grown perennials are also ready right now and being brought up to retail. In fact, I had to hunt through here to find some more blossoms because the retail staff has been coming out here and grabbing them. But check out this little beautiful perennial flower. This is a bleeding heart. You can see the little heart-shaped flower with it kind of drooping down through the center, thus its name, bleeding heart. This particular variety is called Gold Heart. Because of the gold foliage, it's really amazing. As soon as we got those 60-degree days, like everything started shooting up out here. Really great perennial, really bright, likes the shade. So if you're looking for something in a covered porch or patio to put in a pot, this would be great. In a shadier area off your porch or patio, also great to kind of brighten up the shade, give you a nice little bright patch of color. A new perennial variety from Proven Winners, Bleeding Heart. You can tell these little babies are just getting started to grow, but check out that cute little blossom. This is a new variety from Proven Winners. Make sure I get it right, Pink Diamonds. It's gonna take a little bit for these to fill out. There's lots of different types of bleeding heart. We're also gonna have some more of the traditional old-fashioned bleeding hearts. Gold Heart is the first one to come up, and we have a lot more coming. It's so funny, I walked over to these cute little flowers, and you smell them, and it's intoxicating. It's so pretty. I grabbed one and had Jessica put down the camera for the second, and she was like, ooh! This is a really cute flower that blooms in the early spring. They're called nemesias. And there are different series of them. The series that I like to grow is called Essential, kind of, I think, playing on the word scent nemesia. This particular one is called Pink Berry. Really kind of light pastel pink and purple. As the blossoms emerge, they have like a pink fan to the back of them, and as they age, it turns more purple, so you get it all on one stalk. The flowers start at the bottom and work their way up. The thing about Nemesias is they love these cooler temperatures. That's what helps them bloom. When it starts warming up in the summertime, they generally stop blooming, and then they'll pick up again in the fall when we start getting cooler. So you don't want to forget about them. They have this wonderful sweet flavor. That one's called Pink Berry. I think this one's called Blueberry Custard. Another really cool, you can see the blossoms starting on the bottom and then working their way up. We have several different varieties of Nemesias. Great for a little pot on maybe your coffee table outside, maybe around little pots going up your steps. They bloom all spring, smell good. I like to keep them near my front door, and they are so pretty. Okay, I have a tough choice here. Jessica, kind of show everybody down at the ground here. These are a sempervirem or hen and chick that's called Goldheart. It was new a couple years ago. In fact, it won like best plant in Europe, and they're all in different stages. Let me show you what I mean. So when they go dormant in the wintertime, they almost turn red. It's kind of like, I think they're like protecting themselves. They're going dormant. They're kind of hardening off. And then as the sun comes out and they start warming up, that red stays in the center and the tips start going this kind of gold flame. So pretty. It's the same plant, but one is waking up and warming up. The other just hasn't got there yet. And as it goes, trying to find some more here, Jessica, that are just starting. Like, look at this one. You can see the little tips just starting to flame out on it. We have these available right now. They love the cold. This is an awesome plant to put in a pot or container, even as a ground cover. Very easy to maintain. One of the things I always tell people, though, is I like to keep them raised up, or the pot needs to have good drainage. The easiest way to kill them is too much water and they rot. Other than that, they're super bulletproof. You can easily take and pick them apart and put them in other pots around your garden. Really bright colors. Ugh, I'm taking both of these. All right, it's time to put the coat back on. Head back out in the rain. It's Pacific Northwest. What else are we gonna do? But this is my favorite thing, is to like walk the greenhouses and see all these flowers start to come out. There's a lot of things that are starting to bloom out the farm. So anytime now, come out to the farm, even if it's just to get away from the rainy time blues and see all the blossoms starting, get a few plants to put by your front porch or patio. And I keep thinking about those Firefly Petunias. I am so excited. I can't wait to share them all with you. Make sure you mark GardenPalooza April 11th and 12th on your calendars. And stay tuned, follow us along, subscribe to our channel, because we have so many cool things coming out this spring. You're not going to want to miss it.